I always like being a little late to the party, so let's talk about Deadpool and Wolverine. The Super Bowl was played last week. We were treated to our first look at a film we've all been waiting for, but somehow doubted we would ever get a sequel to Deadpool 2. On the surface, the film looks like it's going to have everything we want in a Deadpool film: dark humor, action, and cultural references. But will it actually be any good? The trailer opens with Wade surrounded by all his friends and family, with one very notable absence, being celebrated over cake. This party is interrupted by the arrival of the TVA, which is the first point of concern. Reminding us of Loki, a show on Disney Plus that no one watched, is a big misstep. Expecting your audience to watch 12 episodes of a streaming show behind a paywall in order to understand what looks to be a major plot point in your movie is a big ask. After all, the Marvel Cinematic Universe is just that, cinematic. I wouldn't be surprised if at some point Wade turns to the camera and informs the audience of what the TVA is, but I digress. From there, he is taken to the TVA headquarters and informed that the Marvel multiverse is in trouble and that he is the only one who can save it. Cue the hilarious hijinks and non-stop action, leading us to the big money shot at the end, the brief appearance of Wolverine. The trailer leaves us with two questions. How will this movie do, and what does it mean for the Marvel Cinematic Universe? The first question is pretty simple to answer. Judging by the brief glimpses we got in the teaser, it looks like it's going to be pretty good. There's always a chance of Marvel marveling up the movie, of course, but Ryan Reynolds, unlike a lot of those working with Marvel, has some level of pull in Hollywood. Deadpool is his baby, and he seems to genuinely care about how faithfully it's treated. But in Hollywood, the question of how will this movie do often means how much money is this movie going to make. In a normal movie schedule slate, a rated R movie like Deadpool would probably make in the area of $700 to $800 million. However, in the limited 2024 slate, I could see this movie earning close to, if not surpassing, the $1 billion mark. To the second question, that's a harder one to answer. The movie will undoubtedly be successful, but it's probably not going to do much for the larger MCU. Just as Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 was a blip in an otherwise dismal 2023, Deadpool and Wolverine will be a similar anomaly in 2024. Guardians 3 was the last movie of a trilogy, with most of the characters clearly moving on to other adventures by a creator that had been run off by the studio and then begged back to finish the franchise. Guardians 3 was successful because of James Gunn, not Marvel, and the conclusion of the movie signaled the end of an era. What followed was The Marvels, which has the unfortunate distinction of being one of the biggest flops in cinematic history. What was heralded as the resurgence of the MCU ended up being a momentary blip in a constant downward decline, and I feel the same will be true with Deadpool and Wolverine. The problem with Guardians was that it was followed by a massive flop. The problem with Deadpool and Wolverine is that it will be followed up by nothing. Marvel has nothing in the pipeline. They have nothing in the works. By the time they release a new movie, any goodwill garnered by this movie, and remember, it won't be much because this is seen as a product of a bygone era, much like Guardians was, will be squandered. Marvel is in decline, and this movie will do little to arrest that decline. Deadpool and Wolverine will most likely be a fun movie that will give us a fond farewell for the beloved character. I personally am looking forward to it very much. What about you? What do you think about the movie? Let me know down below. Thank you for watching.